When it comes to grain bowls, I have the easiest, most simple formula so that you know you are guaranteed for success. All you need is a grain, a green, and a bean. You add a sauce on top of that and you are golden. You can pretty much mix it up in any way you like, but I do have 3 of my favorites that I want to show you right now. This first recipe is the grain bowl that I use every time we host Sunday dinner. In fact, I was hosting Sunday dinner just yesterday, so I decided to record it. Here it is. It is Sunday, and we are hosting a bunch of people over last minute. So last night, my husband and I decided to make our go-to typical chickpea and veggie grain bowl that we use peanut sauce with. So we just got home, and I'm going to go ahead and start making the beans and the rice, and then take my Sunday nap. So this is a bag and a half of garbanzo beans, or chickpeas. And then I'm gonna add a bunch of water. Now, because I'm not using the water after, I just kind of guesstimate it. Add a bunch of water, make sure they're nice and covered. About a tablespoon of salt. Close the lid. So I will cook it on high for 40 minutes. Again, I did not let them soak overnight, so they need the full amount of time. And I'll set it and forget it. Now, before I can go take my nap, I will start the rice, because the rice takes forever. I put in 5 cups of rice, and I'm first going to rinse the rice. I really like to rinse my rice just to get any type of traces of arsenic or anything else. Just a little bit of that off while you can. I'll do this about 3 to 4 to 5 times, just rinse out that water until it kind of runs clear. I'll add about 5.5 or 6 cups of water to actually cook it with. Okay, ended up adding 8 cups of water with the 5 cups of rice after I rinsed it. Turn this on to brown rice. I'm doing this before my nap because it takes forever. That's it. Go take a nap. My Sunday Santa siesta. You know if you take one, you know what I mean. Okay, just woke up from the Sunday nap. Now I'm gonna put the rest of the ingredients together. We're cleaning the rest of the house before everyone comes over. I'm gonna chop up a head of cauliflower. All right, and we'll season this. Because we're hosting, I do use a little bit of oil, so I'm just spraying this with a little bit of avocado oil. I'm gonna make it easy and use this Trigger veggie rub. You can use any of your favorite spices. And then salt. I'll put this in the oven at 400 for 20 minutes. Now it's time to chop the sweet potatoes. Same process for the sweet potatoes. We're gonna add that oil, salt, and just because it makes it easy, I'm gonna use this Traeger seasoning. Now this has a little bit of spice. We're having mostly adults over, so I'm not worried about it. But if it was just for kids, I would not use this seasoning. And I would just do garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. All right, these go in at 425, about 20, 25 minutes. I'm checking on the beans. It looks like they cooked really well. Just gonna drain it. We'll put this in a bowl. These are literally buttery soft, like so soft, yum. And I'm adding some chopped purple cabbage. Now I will chop a cucumber. I'm gonna chop a red onion. Then I'll also chop some tomatoes and a pineapple. The last and most important part is the sauce. So now I'm going to make a big batch of this sweet peanut sauce that pulls everything together. The sauce calls for a cup of lime or lemon juice. Now this sauce is actually in my salad dressing video, and I am just multiplying it by 3 to feed a crowd. It's that the peanut sauce that everyone loves. Super limey, lemony. Now I actually ran out of limes, so I'm using lemons, but it originally calls for limes. Limes or lemons work. 3/4 a cup of peanut butter. 1/4 a cup of honey or maple syrup. 1/3 a cup of soy sauce. About 3 cloves of garlic. And then 3 tablespoons of this sweet chili sauce. And let's blend everything together. And here's the sauce. What I love about these grain bowls is that when guests come over, they can kind of choose their own toppings, decide what to put on, and make it their own. So it works for everybody. I love grain bowls. Hey, wait, Next up is a Chipotle grain bowl with some spicy sauce. So if you like it spicy, make sure to watch. If you don't like spice, don't worry, we can modify for you as well. Here's 3 cups of quinoa and 3 cups of water. Put it in the Instapot for 1 minute. Preheat the oven to 425, and let's chop some sweet potatoes. I'm gonna spray some of this olive oil, just a tiny bit. Sprinkle with salt and some garlic powder. Mix all that around. Quinoa is done. Let's make the chipotle sauce. 1/4 cup of pitted green olives, 1/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of tahini, and a tablespoon of maple syrup. Now the spice comes from adding the chipotles and adobe sauce. So if you want more or less, it just depends on how much you decide to add in. I'm gonna add about 1 chipotle. 1 clove garlic, 1½ teaspoons of salt, and the juice of an orange. Which is about 1/2 cup of juice. Had to get out my lemon juicer. Let's mix it all together. Looks awesome. One of the things I love about this sauce is that sometimes I just put it on top of frozen veggies that I cooked in the microwave. It's a really great flavor that you can add to anything, not just this grain bowl. But let's finish it up and put it together. I'm preparing the kale by de-stemming it and adding the juice of 1/2 of a lemon, some salt, and then about 1/4 of an avocado. And I'm just gonna kind of mush it, and then let's massage it together. It makes kale taste so much better. Now all I have to do is open up a can of black beans, rinse and drain, and put it together. Next up is a tempeh curry grain bowl. The cool thing is we already have the quinoa and the sweet potatoes done, so all we have to do is add a couple more veggies and the tempeh, and that's it. Let's put it together with a wonderful, delicious sweet curry sauce. For the yummy curry sauce, you'll need 1/2 cup of cashews, 1/2 cup of coconut milk, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 tablespoon rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon maple syrup, and the key ingredient is 1 tablespoon red curry paste. Let's blend it. We'll prep the tempeh marinade by adding 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 tablespoon maple syrup, 1 tablespoon rice vinegar. I'll open up my package of tempeh and rinse it off, actually. You can boil it to avoid the bitterness of it that can sometimes happen, or you can rinse it in hot water. Today I'm just gonna rinse. Instead of chopping, I'm just going to actually crumble the tempeh in, so it's kind of like, more like the bean texture instead of a cubed texture. We'll mix that all in. And then we'll let this sit while I chop up the rest of the veggies. And the final step is to just cook up this tempeh until it gets just a little bit crispy. All right, and it's about ready. If you like this video, make sure to check out my other videos that have even more delicious sauces that you can use in grain bowls.